I've been to Stinson Beach. They have a cool hippie dude who has a sauna there sometimes.
Is it called the Wana sauna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a chiller.
Do you ever
I
want
like him.
Do you ever
want
want
a sauna? Do you get the texts?
No.
You can sign up for his texts.
I don't want a sauna.
Oh, you don't?
I do, but I don't know if I want a sauna at the Wana sauna.
I don't want a sauna with him.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with his sauna?
It's just like
I just want Gary Tan's
you
sauna.
you know the Dolphin Club?
Yeah.
That's the fucking sauna.
Oh,
man.
that's a good one. Yeah, I like that one.
That's the sauna.
Yeah. What's wrong with his one? His is like natural wood-fired.
The kind of people who I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm a little suspect of the Wana sauna.
Maybe it's his long hair.
It's like how available it is to everybody. Like anybody can just see the Wana sauna and be like, yeah, I want a sauna. And I don't know if I want a sauna with those people. So many directions we could take this convo, but I think, so I took my parents are from the Soviet Union,
mm-hmm.
and I wanted cheap language credit in college, so I took Russian because I can kind of speak it, but I can't write it. So, and I took a class called the Russian Table,
mm-hmm.
and the gist is like all Russian literature is like a bunch of repressed emotions, and then they get to a dinner table and there's a catharsis.
Nice.
And they kept comparing. They're like, what's the other civilization that has literature just like this? The Irish and Joyce.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious of the Joycean origin of your company's name.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I mean, the origin of our company. There's kind of a few reasons why we call it Ulysses.
Yeah.
I mean, to be frank, like the first one is like we were a few pints in talking about this business idea, myself and my co-founder Akil, and we were like. We really like the animated movie Atlantis.
Uh-huh.
Where they build a submarine, they go into whatever space, whatever, and the submarine in that movie is called the Ulysses.
Okay.
So we were like, okay.
Wait, which movie is this?
It's like an animated movie called Atlantis. Yeah.
Okay.
And in that one, it's like. Disney animated movie, like early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, we'll keep that one for now. And we're like, that sounds good. It's Irish, whatever. And then we got we raised our pre-seed and we got our first office in Dublin before we moved over here.
Yeah. Who'd you raise it from, by the way?
We did our pre-seed with Lower Carbon Capital.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the start we were pretty squarely focused on kind of applications for underwater robots in like the world of nature.
Because it was like reseeding that special grass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. Mapping grasses, planting grasses, that kind of thing.
Not that special grass, right?
Different kind of. It's a seagrass.
Yeah.
Don't think you can smoke it yet.
Think.
So maybe we can work on that.
Yeah.
But seagrass is like wonder plant. It's really good at biodiversity, all these sorts of things underwater, and it's a critical ecosystem. And anyways, we got the first office, and then to the left of us was the house that James Joyce grew up in.
Uh-huh.
To the right of us was the Museum of Literature Ireland, where the first copy of Ulysses is kept.
Nice.
And then in the park, in the street opposite us, like just right across the entrance from the office, there was like a bust of James Joyce with a quote from Ulysses, and we were like, okay, that's a pretty clear sign that you should probably keep this name.
Yeah. We're about to go to Stinson Beach, and there's an ocean there, right?
Beautiful.
But the thing about the ocean is there's like nothing there, right? There's nothing in it. It's just a bunch of fucking water. Would you agree or disagree with that statement?
Very much disagree.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I mean, the vast majority of biological life is in the ocean.
Yeah.
The vast majority of energy on the planet is stored in the ocean.
Yeah.
Vast amount of the world's critical minerals are stored in the ocean.
Yeah.
99% of all the data that transmits over the whatever YouTube that what people are watching this on right now will transit over cables in the ocean. Yeah. Many of the undiscovered lost treasures of antiquity are in the ocean.
Yeah.
In the depths.
Yeah.
There's many more things we are yet to discover that we don't know is stored there yet. So Yeah, I think 2/3 of the world's protein supply comes from the ocean.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, like fish.
Yeah.
Of course.
And yeah, so I mean, like, there's just like so many things that stem from the ocean. So
I guess I should just straight up ask the question, like, what, just for the viewers, what does your company do?
what do we do?
Yeah.
So we build autonomous robots that kind of solve some of the the most critical tasks in the ocean.
Yeah.
In the same way that people are building kind of general purpose robotic platforms
Yeah.
to solve problems on land, whether it be in industrial applications or in kind of humanoid, kind of home-based settings. We're building that type of platform for the ocean. It's kind of our thesis that, like, in the next century, the ocean is already a very critical domain. Like, every origin story of every culture kind of pretty much begins like with a flood and some like after event, right? Like, all these cultures have like a story of sea monsters. It's like everyone, all the civilizations particularly grew up near the water.
Yeah.
So ocean's always been important, but it's becoming more important, especially this century, for geopolitical reasons, for economic reasons, like the critical minerals, the cables, the energy requirements we'll need this century. And then you have all these kind of cultural reasons why it's important as well, and nature reasons as well. It's like so critical to the healthy functioning of the biosphere. If you take the general kind of next logical step, that like in the future all important work will be done by robots, someone needs to build this type of company for the ocean. So in practicality, what that looks like, we build an autonomous boat, we build an autonomous underwater robot. These two things are coupled together into one unified system, and they're made cheap enough and manufacturable enough that you could scale them into any offshore environment and deploy them to solve a specific task.
And basically what I understand your product as, can I just speak very simply?
Go for it.
It's like a torpedo. It's like a Lego torpedo.
Yeah.
And it's made up of different discs.
Yeah.
And depending on what you want to do with it, you put in a different disc. So you might have like a sensor disc or a propulsion disc or you name it, and it can basically do anything.
Different vehicle. Yeah, exactly. That was the kind of, like, from day dot, we were trying to produce something that could be general purpose
You want to go kind of crazy?
Dude, let's rip.
Okay.
Let's go. So we wanted to build something that could kind of go after any shape problem, because we started with this like seagrass problem, right? Where you have to collect seeds, you have to plant seeds, you have to map seeds, you have to process seeds. So we needed to build something that was flexible for that use case. And so you have this like Lego brick style configuration. You put the Lego bricks together, and then some software will run internally, being like, oh, I have this module, I have this module, I have this module, I'm this long. This is my center of gravity, this is my center of buoyancy. Oh, this is how I should thrust configure, and then, okay, go do the thing.
And can I ask, kind of, is it in market right now? Like, are you making money?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
We did like a few million in revenue last year.
Nice.
We'll do 3 or 4x that this year.
Nice.
Robots we've got like built 15 robots at this stage.
Nice.
Should be maybe closing in on 50 to 100 end of year.
Wow. Robots or revenue?
Robots.
Okay. And is there a kind of dominant use case you're selling against?
So there's 3 kind of verticals for the business. We started solving these problems in nature, and we naturally kind of got pulled into the 2 other massive areas of activity in the ocean, the world of defense and the world of industry.
Right.
And those have quickly become the kind of main like, revenue centers in the business. For kind of very obvious reasons. So like in the defense setting, there's many problems that people are looking to use Ulysses for, whether it be, finding and locating mines in contested waterways, or protecting undersea cables, or protecting ports, or just acting as an extra set of eyes underwater for a sailor on a ship. And then in the offshore industry, it's primarily supporting like the energy industry and managing their offshore infrastructure. So tomorrow I'll fly out to Houston for a few days, meet with some customers out there, and looking to do some work in the Gulf there, helping them inspect and maintain offshore infrastructure.
Let me know if you want to meet my parents.
Oh yes, I saw your phone number was Houston.
Yeah, I'm from Houston.
Oh dude, I need to. I'll call in.
You get a real Russian table.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I was reading about like the range. Wow, this is
crazy.
This is fucking nuts.
This is insane.
Wow. We're in a cloud right now. That's why.
Cool.
So the range on one of your, it's called Mako?
Yeah, Mako,
and what is Mako is what? What's that from?
It's a shark.
It's a shark.
It's
okay,
a shark. It's the fastest shark. It's
nice.
It's a small, agile, fast shark.
Good. So it's something like 72 hours or 21 nautical miles. Is that right?
Much more than that. It
Oh,
can
more.
Be,
oh, wow.
Yeah. We can get over 200 nautical miles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, again, you can just keep stacking those battery boxes until it becomes like 12 foot long.
Okay.
Or you can have one that's like 4 foot long, you know. Which might be, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
10% of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the range on the vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like, so you have this surface platform called the Leviathan, right?
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, what, picks these things up, lets them transmit.
Mothership, yeah.
And recharges. Because you interestingly basically have no like RF underwater.
Exactly, yeah. You can't, the only way you can really communicate underwater is acoustically.
Yeah.
But the range and bandwidth on that is extremely limited.
Yeah.
You can run a tether as well, but then you run into problems like tanglement, and you still can't go super far.
Yeah.
So, look at the deer.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Cute. The surface vessel is like an important part of the stack. It's particularly important for our customers in the commercial landscape because in offshore industry, because so much of the cost of doing, call it like an inspection on a pipeline, is like renting this huge ship to go to this like a piece of infrastructure and have a team of 10 guys on board to throw a vehicle off the side and recharge it and repair it and do whereas if you have like an autonomous surface vessel, you take a lot of the OpEx out and you can kind of undercut these existing survey providers.
Yep. So it's sort of like, hey, if you want to fix a fiber optic cable or a pipe, you get a mothership, Leviathan, and you pair it with, or you get a few of them, whatever, and they're just like out there doing their thing.
Yeah. They bring them to the location. Yeah. And
can the Leviathan like function in any water, like deep ocean?
Yeah. It's built for like it's a cat-based hull catamaran, so it's like designed to be pretty stable. Yeah. Like it's we're not really the other kind of autonomous surface vehicles in the market are doing a very like Saronic have this beautiful product called the Corsair. Yeah. Right? Beautiful fast attack boat. Yeah. Brilliant tool for people in the US Navy to go make something go boom. Yeah. Ours is, you can think of that as like a Humvee or something like that. We're building like the Toyota Hilux. Yeah. Like it's like a cheap, robust, stable, could last through anything. Yeah. Doesn't go, super fast or anything. Just gets there, stays on station, does the thing, and goes home. Super simple like that.
How does that fit in? So Saronic is surface boats, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, surface boats,
they just like look like UAV Navy SEAL boats. Is that?
Yeah, exactly. They have a variety of vessels, ranging from really small ones, like I think 6 or 8 feet long, up to they're now doing like 150-foot ships.
And then you have sail drone, which is ships.
Now they're ships. They used to just do like sail drones for like mapping the ocean, and now they just reached their first non-sail based ship. But they're leaning. They've dropped everything except for defense. They're pure defense play now, as far as I know.
I guess my mind goes straight to defense, and I'm just like, are we gonna have like swarms of these like torpedo-like UAVs? In the waters off of China, kind of like doing their own thing autonomously against Chinese equivalents.
Yeah, totally.
And so it becomes sort of like a water polo thing where above the surface it's kind of a Cold War, but underneath there's blood. Yeah.
I mean, in many ways this has already started, right? Like, just look at like Nord Stream 2.
Yes.
Yes. Look at and what like the Russians have been done to other like subsea cables. Like, some Russian trawler just like drops his anchor for 200, nautical miles and takes out 3 fiber optic cables by accident. China's already installing like what they call like the Great Undersea Wall, which is like just a network of sensors across the Pacific. Used to gather data. We're already recovering on Filipino beaches and others, like basically like these kind of like very heavily instrumented glider vehicles to gather data. So yeah, I mean, in many ways, the Cold War underwater never stopped. It just found a new enemy.
And you guys will play in this space.
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So you will, for example, compete with Anduril.
Yeah, we have a different product to the Anduril Copperhead. Again, like what we've built, we don't like. So a few things. First of all, like the kind of market for things that goes boom is big.
Yeah.
But we don't find that the most interesting underwater market. It's like fine, it's easy to make something go boom.
Yeah.
But it's not like the most technically interesting thing for us. For us, like subsea dexterity is far more interesting. Being able to like, we call it like read and write underwater. Like for the longest time, underwater vehicles have basically just been used for one or two things. It's like gather data or go boom, and that's fine. But for us, it's much. If you really want to harness the fullness of the ocean, you need to build things that can do, that can maintain infrastructure, recover minerals. Maybe destroy infrastructure in like unique ways, put sensors in interesting locations or whatever. But like that's where you develop asymmetry, right? That's where you actually develop like capabilities that others don't have. Is going after those more technically challenging use cases, and we think it's like robotics underwater for like is the angle there.
Interesting.
And for what it's worth as well, I don't believe in like any company, or not any company, I don't believe it would be a good idea for us to purely do defense. I think in the same way that a child picks up habits from its parents, a company will inhabit habits from the larger companies in its industry and its market more generally. And if you just build on top of monopsony, you just develop really bad habits. And look at the primes. This is what happened, right? Like, because they were able to engineer kind of moats through regulation or whatever, they became poorly run companies. There is something about like the having to fight for every last bit of revenue in the commercial offshore industry market that will make us a better company, right? The offshore industry guys, like, they just want like a good health and safety record, clean data quality, and low cost. Because these companies, right, the only things they can cover are cost. Revenue of oil and gas goes like this. Cost is the only thing you control. So they're just like, give me the cheapest thing possible. And that is just like, that's like a really, it's like kind of like maybe like having a girlfriend that tells you to get skinny when you get too fat or something like that. It's like a good, you're not going to become the fat old man. It's like, this is maybe the case for like an Eastern European girlfriend or something like that. I don't know.
Careful.
But like, you don't want to go soft, right? You like, so I think having a market that does that is good.
So it seems like the most like accessible commercial markets are like oil and gas and fiber and like comms.
Exactly.
Cables. Is that fair?
Offshore wind when it starts up again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is you mentioned in your manifesto on Packy that was great, by the way, well written. There's some zone with a bunch of cobalt.
Yeah, Clareton-Clipperton zone.
Is it at all economically viable to mine it?
Again, this kind of comes back to the kind of the thesis of the company, which is be like, we believe the ocean. So we build these autonomous robots to solve the tasks. Functionally, what they do, they just make ocean work cheaper to do. All of these tasks we talk about doing, like critical minerals, repairing cables, they're all kind of done today, or can be done, but they're just very expensive. So the thesis of our company would be something like, if you can reduce the cost of ocean work by an order of magnitude or more, you open up a lot more capabilities in the same way that SpaceX make it cheaper to go to space, you open up the space industry. So the answer is there's absolutely like a ton of, there's like $17 trillion worth of minerals there. But the ability to access them is just like, so it's or you can do it, but it's so expensive that it probably is like not economically viable right now. But again, with autonomy, if you can make it cheaper, then it becomes like a really, really nice business. And you have companies that trade off the thesis of this, the metals company and others. And they're hoping to do kind of production starting kind of 2028.
There's an interesting metric you described. I think it's $1 per kilometers squared month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like a month of ocean work is like would be the way of a month of a kilometer of ocean work.
Okay, so it's like, what does it cost to do a month's worth of work in a square kilometer?
So basically what that could be like, you're a Coast Guard cutter out there, like monitoring a part of the border, or you could be like an oil and gas platform doing repairs for a month or something like that. It's like generalizable thing. So you have the fixed cost of kind of what they call mob and demob, which is basically getting the vessel to the location.
Yeah.
So Coast Guard might have a cutter up in Alaska. They need to get it down to San Diego to monitor the border.
Yeah.
So whatever, that could be like a 2-week transit or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they have to demobilize, go back to maybe Alaska or something like that. So that cost is like baked in.
Yeah.
And then you have the kind of daily operating cost of being out there. So in the offshore industry, mob demob is relevant. Is like the mob and demob cost would be basically relevant to maybe the urgency which the project was mobilized. If you needed to urgently mobilize something, you'd need to get something from Louisiana down to the Texas coast. Okay, that could be like maybe call it $500,000 or something like that to do that trip. So you have $500,000 starting off cost, and then you're paying like somewhere, maybe call it a good day rate would be like $50,000 a day for the surface vessel. So 30 days, you're looking at 1.5 million. Yeah. And then you add another $25,000 per day rate for the team, plus the underwater vehicle. So then you're like at 2.25 million plus the mob demob of kind of like 500,000, plus then you throw in some add-on costs. It goes up to like $3 million for a month of work. And then like our system, it's like, dude, the capex of our system is not even 3 million. The capex of our underwater vehicles is like maybe half of that, and it's like depreciated over a 2-year lifetime. So you're coming in at maybe, and then you add on our OPEX on top of that. So we're coming in at like hundreds of thousands or something like that, as opposed to this like $1 million cost. So at least a 10x reduction in cost is what we like to say to some customers. And that just changes the calculus then on what you can do out there.
It seems like you guys have done so much in 3 years. What, I don't know, maybe from a technical perspective, but also just like from a operator, what have been some of the biggest learnings? I think one of the takeaways I kind of have always had is like, so I was in a startup before this. It was like a scooter sharing startup, and we were trying to bring scooter sharing app to UK, Ireland, and mainland Europe. We did quite well. We launched in Ireland, UK, Europe, and sold the business. Nice.
It was a good outcome, and I was doing go-to-market there, government affairs stuff, and it was a real difficult market because it was a copycat kind of industry, right? There was zero differentiation. Everyone had the same scooter from the same 2 countries in factories in China. They all had the same pricing model. They all had they all had 4-letter names. It was like Zip, Tier, Jump, Lime, Uber, Spin.
Like, let's come up with a name that will be a verb one day.
Exactly. And they're all 4 letters. The only difference was the color difference, right? And the person pitching it. And that naturally made it difficult to sell, but more difficult to sell. We still did a good job at it, but then I was like, after that I was like, it's good, we did fine, but it was like, I want to do something very weird, unique, and different with a lot of strong, distinct technical differentiation. And because it'll make my life on the BD team like a lot easier. And by God it has. It's like now it's like we got selected to like the later stage in a potentially a very big contract yesterday, and I tell the engineers, and like they're like oh fuck. They're like fuck. We actually are. There is so much demand for what we're selling right now that the team is extremely overworked. Not overworked, but like under a lot of work pressure. And but it's downstream of the fact we've done like 3 hard years of R&D on a really good platform in a market that really needs it. And Sam Altman had this quote before, or like this essay about like hard startups, that hard startups are easier than easy startups. Because when you do something hard, it's easier to raise money for, it's easier to recruit talent for. It's like, and so there's like a bit of that thesis that has been proven out true to me. And also, I think if you just build something that like the world genuinely needs, and you built it with earnestness and the right team, the world, it's way more the world will pull it out of your hands. in a very interesting way. In the best startups, I think this happens. Like, you know, you kind of have this, like, you're told this, like not a lie, but you're fed this, like, idea that you have to push your thing into the world. You have to force it upon people. You have to force it, cram it down their throats and send them a million emails. And in fact, it's way more dualistic than that. It's way more like push and pull. You can't force the world to want your thing, you know. The time has to have come, and it has to be the right thing. And that's been really interesting to me. Like, doors just open for us at Ulysses right now because we built something at the right time. And that's been, you know, very interesting.
Yeah.
And very interesting learning for me. A sharp distinction to what we'd done before.
By the way, what do you think of, we could pull over and maybe go to the bathroom or something like that?
I'm good for
good?
bathroom, but yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm
we can.
We're gonna pull over.
Yeah, maybe there's a cafe, I might get a drink or something.
Yeah. Well, we actually could go to the Pelican Inn.
Oh yeah, that bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Or you want to get coffee instead?
What do you whatever. I'd have like I just want like a liquid beverage of some description.
Like a caffeinated liquid?
It doesn't have to be caffeinated.
Yeah.
Even just like a water or something.
Okay, great.
Sparkling water.
This will do it.
Yeah, we're right here. We as well. It's such I love the Pelican.
Yeah.
So good. The food there is amazing as well.
Yeah, I just had my birthday here actually.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we rented out the back and it was Elizabethan themed.
Yeah, it was Elizabethan themed birthday?
Yeah. Well, it was like, because Drake was like, I'm a big like days that changed the course of human history guy.
Okay.
And I think like Drake's successful defense against the Spanish Armada was one of those days. And I'm generally, you know, the English are, you know, I do think that, you know, they saved us from the Nazis and they saved us from the Spanish. You know, the biggest trophy case in the world, do you know what it's called?
No.
It's in London. It's the British Museum.
Oh.
And you. I
was recording, yeah.
Yeah, it's red, right?
Yeah, right, yeah.
And you read about like it's like so and so brought this back from Egypt. He was 17. Like he was some major in the British Army. And I think like
hilarious.
In Master and Commander, the lieutenant is like 14 years
old.
Oh
yeah. From a noble family.
So I think like
there is something in that, isn't there? That was a very interesting thing in that movie. I thought was these like literal kids. With huge responsibility on their shoulders, and like they actually performed on the day.
Well, I think,
and this idea of like aristocracy and like noble families, you know, kids who you know maybe might have that dog in them because their father and their grandfather had the dog in them, like, and thrusting like lots of responsibility upon them young.
I think some of the British schools, like the public schools, actually have a mandate of like, we want to produce people, like we want to produce kids that could run a man of war when they're 13. And if you just contrast that now with the like expectations that 18-year-olds are held to, it's quite wild. So I think like it's this theme of delayed adolescence. Well, you like started a debating society.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What is that?
The Hamilton Society is San Francisco's premier debate society. Myself and a few friends started it over about a year ago. Where every month or two we get a few great speakers to come in and talk on a topic of import, and we have an open bar and make everyone dress formal, and we don't let you in if you don't have a suit and tie or a dress. And you have to follow the rules, and we moderate a nice clean debate, have a lot of fun, and go to the bar afterwards. In college, I got very I was raised Catholic, but kind of cradle Catholic, but wasn't practicing, and was kind of nominally an agnostic or something. Got very interested in Eastern philosophy, and I went to Nepal to live with Buddhist monks one summer in college. Lived with them in like rural Nepal and taught them English, and in return they taught me about like their stuff, and it's just to learn about it, whatever, and it was very cool. I asked them lots of questions. I couldn't really get over the line on what they believed. One of the things I struggled with most was the Buddhist desire, or belief that desire leads to suffering.
Yeah.
And they believe that once you desire for something, until you stop desiring for something, when you desire something, you suffer until you get it, and you need to remove all suffering. It's this kind of EA kind of like inspired, like suffering is bad stuff. Naturally for then, someone who's extremely American dream pilled or whatever, or believes in like the need for suffering, in some ways, that I couldn't get around my head around this. So then I was like, okay, well, how much suffering, how much desire, what is the whatever, and it was the only one of the few times in my life where I felt like I had like a literal download. I was doing Everest Base Camp, and I was in the middle of nowhere, a place that's famous for people having. I mean, mountains in general have always been a place where people get inspiration. But it's clear. There's nothing obstructing your view. You can think broadly. There's high. You feel like you're higher, closer to God, maybe, or something. And I have the biker gang sick. But I have this like instant like download where I'm like, okay, you should have like as few desires as possible, but you should still have some. And I had this like crystal clear image come into my head of a rose bush where like rose bushes, if you let them go unkept, they grow all the briars and the thorns and stuff. But if you cut back and you let all the energy redirect to the flower, you get these beautiful flowers. So you should have like as few desires as possible, but you should have some that you really care about. And I was like, what are my things? And literally, I was sitting on a rock, and it was like my family, good relation with my family, good relation with my friends, my health, my wealth, and my craft. And I was like, oh wow. I was like, okay, great. And then that gave me a framework for when things were not going well. I was like, is it one of these 5 things? If not, then ignore. So the best way to tell open the Russ George story is to start with like one of the quotes that I think goes like hardest in the world. There's this oceanographer in the 70s who kind of gets like shunned by the community for his controversial opinions, and he has this banger quote, and it's like, give me half a tanker of iron filings and I will give you an ice age. Like, wow. You talk about a man with with agency, right? And I love coming out of this tunnel every time. It's so sick. But he basically is just like, there's this process when you add iron to an area in the ocean that's iron deficient. You can trigger a bloom of phytoplankton, which will photosynthesize, take in carbon, create food, get eaten by fish, and that typically leads to like a boom in fish population. And there's reasons you might want, and the reasons you might do this are A, to boost a population of fish, or B, maybe to remove more carbon. But the counter to it is that we should be careful in playing with kind of different ecosystems, because ecosystems are this intricate, energetic web, and you never know. You push a domino and what the cascades could be, which is totally fair as well, I think. So Russ George is this like billionaire who's like gets really interested in this idea of ocean iron fertilization, and he pretty much is like, okay, where can I go to do this experiment? And where can I go to do this experiment? I want to do ocean iron fertilization at scale. It's a really interesting idea. And one of the few people that have rights over their own area of ocean are Native Americans. So he goes to these Native Americans up in, or First Nations, wherever they call them in Canada, but Native Canadians, whatever.
Inuits, right?
I think that's like their genetic lineage, but like, So he goes to this group of Native Americans, and he's like, okay, I'm going to give you some money. I think I can help you improve your salmon take next year. We're going to do this experiment, and I'm going to pay you guys for boats. We're going to go out, we're going to drop a load of iron into the water, and it's going to create a big bloom, and we're going to see what happens. They're like, deal. Give us the money, more salmon, great. They go out, they do it, drop a ton of iron. They don't really instrument it too much. They don't gather too much data. But they do the thing. And huge phytoplankton bloom. And the single biggest take of salmon then the next year off that west coast of Canada, and estimated to be potentially up to 100,000 tons of carbon stored away. Which anybody who knows anything about carbon removal, that's like a lot. And anyway, so they he gets vilified by the scientific community, the Canadian EPA, like send the police to like break into his home, steal his hard drives, like they try to sue him and all this, and the scientific community are railing against him. But in truth, like he did something that I think is like worth experimenting further on. There's interesting like stuff in bio as well. Like I mean, if we think that like AI for bio is like data limited, right?
Yeah. Right.
Dude, the best like library of training data is in the subsea.
Because there's just a lot of organisms there.
Yeah.
It's
like
a little like finding Advil in the Amazon.
Yes, exactly. It's the exact same idea.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's like 91% of the kind of like of DNA is like in aquatic organisms, and we don't know how much we don't know about there, but like it's like best estimates are we have like characterized like maybe 5 to 10% of like all like marine life in the ocean. So we've mapped only like 15 to 20% of it. So at like coarser fidelity than we've done on Mars, like it's not that high fidelity. It's like a pixel is like a half a football field, whereas like on Mars you can get to like 10 meters per pixel.
Can you like, I'm just thinking like, okay, sure, that sounds cool, but then like who's going to commission you to go find random shit? Can you like, as you're working on cables, doing these like obviously like commercially viable tasks, can you also just like pick up fish while you're doing it?
Well, you can
and sort of like,
you could just like strap, what you would do is like we would put a water sample collector on the and then through the water sample collector you can pull what's known as eDNA, environmental DNA, and which is like the scale of a fish will come off, right? And then you can like take that back to a lab, characterize it, and then you have like genetic information there. So like if the goal is like collect more genetic information, or you could hypothetically collect samples as well. You could take samples as well of like you could pick up a fish. Yes.
You could just have like one of your discs could be the exotic fish collector.
Yeah, exactly.
And every time you see
it's
a
like
fish,
a robotic hand, it just pulls it up.
It's just like it doesn't recognize the fish. You just spear the fish.
Yeah.
And
you could hypothetically do something like that. You might want to collect it live, but but it could be difficult. But
would you need permission from the fish?
Yeah, permits. It depends where you are. But yeah, like I think, I think the general idea is that like
in California,
we
you
would
need permission.
Yeah, exactly.